Oh, you said it, listener. I honestly, I took my eye off that ball, and why did I do that? Because I don't really like the business side of fighting. I love martial arts and I love the fight game so much. I think it's a metaphor for what we do in life. That the ugly side of it, which unfortunately is the reality side, the business side, sometimes passes me. But yeah, indeed, I'm sure whatever value it is John asked for. Now, one report was I think Rogan said he asked for 25 million, and Dana White came out and said, Rogan's totally wrong. That's not what he asked for. One of my listeners said he received a $50 million offer, which is impossible because he'd have taken it in a heartbeat. But whatever the offer was, I'm sure Dana White's excuse was, hey man, look, you're going to get the rematch and you're going to get double that amount of money. Now, that's a nice thing to say, but the thing about rematches, guys, is they're not set in stone, right? I guess you could have a rematch clause that would allow John to do that, and maybe that would be more palatable. And over two fights, the UFC makes up that money quite a bit. So that would make a lot of sense if Dana were to negotiate in that way. I mean, I think of who was it? Anderson Silva versus God, I don't even remember. Weidman, excuse me. Yeah, Chris Weidman. So Anderson got demolished in the first fight, but people were so focused on the fact that Anderson Silva was the greatest of all time that he was actually the favorite in the rematch, which is kind of incredible. And I think I could see that happening here. No matter what Aspinall did to Jones, let's say he steamrolled him, which Aspinall does to a lot of his opponents, right? If he steamrolled Jones, people would talk themselves into the fact of, well, Jones has got to fight it this way next time. He's got to make it a grappling match rather than a striking match or whatever it is. The people wouldn't believe their own eyes. So like the Anderson Silva Chris Weidman rematch where Anderson was the favorite, I think Jones would get that. That's a good call, listener. I didn't even think about it, but yeah, you're definitely right. And let's think about it. I mean, how much money do you really need to be set for the rest of your life? Listen, I'm not going to spend anyone else's money for them. I get that. And I'm not going to determine anyone else's value for them. Obviously, John Jones has done a lot in the sport. He came around. I said this for a long time. He was the first athlete in the martial arts, in MMA. And, martial arts for a long time, guys, was a sort of a no man's land of freaks and weirdos, right? I mean, I know firsthand because I was still there when that was what it was. And I was one of those freaks and weirdos. And John Jones has two professional athletes, his brothers. He brought a lot to the game. He changed it quite a bit. And it's never been the same since John Jones got there. So does he deserve that big payout? You bet he does. Will Dana give it to him? I don't know. Dana's a pretty stubborn guy, but we'll see. Read my book, Warrior of the Light.